Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Auburn Tigers, Jordan-Hare Stadium. Missouri about to kick off to lift the lid on this one. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Tigers offense will have the first crack at it in this one. And they are led up front by a powerful offensive line that opens up an array of possibilities, Jesse.
No question it's the identity of this offense. Multiple players up front that are going to play in the National Football League. This unit is going to be up for the Joe Moore Award at the end of the year for the outstanding O-line, David. They are going to try and establish the line of scrimmage with their physicality.
Man, it's a tremendous challenge with this defensive line because you know that. Like, you've got to be aggressive. You've got to be physical. I've got to take...
Breaks into the open. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. The Tigers, dating to the days of Shug Jordan and Pat Dye, love to keep the ball on the ground.
And the stadium goes nuts, and the eagle flies, and everybody's happy. Run the football, win football games. It's good times on the plains.
Buys a little time. Throws to the wideout. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And they can't make the play on third down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. Third down, you know, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny win.
Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Trying to take it back. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business. On first and goal, Missouri will try to strike Pater. They'll try to get it in with the run. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. Can't get him to the ground. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
So many offenses do this, right? They run the jet sweep. This defense was more than ready. They see it all the time. They got the penetration. That play had no chance to be successful.
They'll try to pass it in on third and goal. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted for the 11th time this season. Going the other way, and he's got room. He's on the 40. The 20. Touchdown, Tigers. And they turn it into a defensive score.
This guy really is the complete linebacker. Not only is he physical and not only can he play downhill to stop the run, this guy is a weapon in pass coverage. You saw it on that play. What can't this guy do?
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. On the run from inside his own 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. The Tigers bringing the heat the way Andre Bruce did back in the day.
Man, they just find those big, nasty, strong, physical guys that can eat up the line of scrimmage and get after quarterbacks. It's one of the staples of these Auburn teams all throughout the years.
He gets up to the 15-yard line as they're working their way away from their own end zone. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place trying to help their defense. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19. The Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Trying play action. Looking for the score. Touchdown, Tiger. The offense puts up 6 for that trip to the end zone.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside is 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. Starts a drive trying to go up top. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
Behind the chains now on second and long. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
And this is not the start this guy envisioned in this game. He's already thrown a pick 6 here in the first quarter, and now he takes a sack. You got to wonder if that pick 6 rattled him a little bit. And if he's out here now seeing ghosts, he's got to get to the sidelines. He's got to shake the cobwebs off. You've got to be able to turn the page and have a short memory.
And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 8. Oh, you know he wanted that pick 6, but the offense is in business. And the sudden change magnified for this defense as it's 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn! No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
This offense is looking ridiculous. 3 touchdowns now in the first quarter, doing whatever they want at will. I don't know if you're panicking, Palmer, but, I mean, they got to put something together on the other side of the field or else this one's going to get ugly fast.
One thing I know, David, is the defensive staff, after having the ball just run down their throat and thrown over their heads, they need to make some adjustments earlier than they probably anticipated, because right now they have no answers for this offense.
Wants to throw on first down. Quickly complete.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Missouri wants to go fast. Defense showing blitz. Will they bail out of it? Back in motion, try to clear the picture. They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. First one of the day is on its way, and he's been sort of scarce around here, only called on 1 time in that loss last week. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. So here comes the Auburn offense. They could not have drawn up a better start than this, already up 21-0. Working the middle, it's complete. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. The Tigers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. From the shotgun, they'll run it. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. How aggressive might this play call be on 3rd and short from the 46? To the ground to try to pick up the first. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on 3rd down. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab past the marker. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. Auburn ready to go back to work after getting another first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Right on the money. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route, running all the way across the field. The DB just can't stay with him because of his speed, and as a result, they give up a big one.
Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
And it's really nice, whether it's RPO or not, is having a defensive line that stones the offensive line, takes away the gaps. It doesn't matter what you're reading.
Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers! And they take it in for 6 more points. That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
Man, he's been productive. Just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella.
Pretty impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box, and still this guy has been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. And he's feeling the heat, and he will go down. Final play of the first quarter, and not the way he wanted to end it. That's the end of the period, and Auburn has the lead. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. So 2nd down here as we're back at it after the break.
Here we go, here we go.
Back to pass. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
Well, this offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack, first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
Here comes the heat. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. So Missouri will have to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. And now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
And the Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. Grab near the marker. It's man. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
And you got man-to-man coverage. You're running that curl route. That ball has to come out. You know you're going to get hit. Like, you know you stopped your route. He's going to be right there. But he does a great job securing the catch, getting the first down.
extending the play. He's going to fire into the gut of the defense. Touchdown, Auburn! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, a couple of ACC teams colliding in a game that could have some implications. Nebraska is down, but they are not out of it. Not there in Lincoln, one of the most special places to watch a game in all of college football. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Pittsburgh. Any big changes in this ACC clash? We've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping them. And the ball's out. Who's going to get it? Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Looking downfield on first down. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
Well, there was really nowhere to go for the quarterback with that football. He's just trying to check it down to his running back, and the defense was there, and they made the play.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. Third play of the drive, and they need to take advantage of this field position by making something happen on 3rd and long. He's got it and still on his feet. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers.
You know, this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's showing it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute and you've got to lock in.
They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. He lobs one high down the left side. Another incompletion on 3rd down. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down.
Man, I just love physical backs that break tackles and get those extra yards and show that toughness, Palmer.
He's so hard to get on the ground, David. He plays with great pad level and also... phenomenal balance for a running back.
They'll snap this one from the 42. It's 1st and 10. There he goes. Gets him down at the 26. Big play there. Give him 15 yards on the gain, and they move the sticks. Looking to throw on 1st down. Under fire. And he left that one short. Tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
So now it's 2nd and long.
Charcoal.
Sends it back in motion. He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
This offense has become a 1st down machine, and that is so demoralizing for the defense, especially for those star players that are playing tons of snaps. They're not subbing out as much. By the 4th quarter, they are going to be gassed.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Leaves it with the running back. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll run play action. He gets it so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. And they're going to try to convert on 4th down, 1 for 2 so far today. Trying to keep this drive alive. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers. He's into his happy place, the end zone, and he's been very, very happy because he's been there regularly in the 1st half.
Yeah, most people are happy with, several touchdowns in a season, but you just feed him and he keeps getting in the end zone, keeps piling up touchdowns. Those stats are just climbing up and up and up. Thank your offensive lineman. Take him out to dinner tonight.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. This is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jess.
Oh, he's got some space. Past the 1st down marker and still running. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Going for it all. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players.
I'll tell you something. In college football, you're lucky if you get 2 interceptions in a season. This guy now has 2 interceptions. In the 1st half of this game, he's been reading the quarterback's eyes, and he has been everywhere, an absolute ball hawk.
To the air on 1st down. Looking for a deep man. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
And we've already seen this movie early in this football game, and he already has a touchdown, and they're seeking him again. And there's a reason. He can run, right? Like, he's one of their go-to guys on the outside, and you can tell they're trying to use him early and often in this offense.
Shoots it to the left. Complete downfield. The sophomore making a big play and hauling in that pass. From inside the 40 at the 37, it's first down. The give to the back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Fires to the middle. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
And he finally missed one, right? I mean, he's been pretty hot, right? 5 passes in a row. He's been moving the ball around, different platforms, different receivers. Just done a really good job spreading the ball around, and he's human. He finally missed.
Escapes the pressure to his right. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And that decision will be questioned for a while. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Off play action. It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive from this senior trying to fit that one in there. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Now staring at a third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. So Missouri will have to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He's got it. Just a wall of defenders everywhere he looks, and he's guided out of bounds after a short return. So here comes the Auburn offense. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points, but
gonna let it fly. He's got it along the sideline. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Might be calling a hot route. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off to him. He's got really good hands. Already has a few catches in this game. I think you keep trying to leak him out of the back.
Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. It's first down, but the offense is just going to take a knee and go to the locker room. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work in Auburn, Alabama so far, and welcome into the halftime report. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. Nothing went right in that first half, and the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive for the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions, and you got to score on every single one of them. Offense, defense, special teams have to play out of their mind, but they have to believe.
The Tigers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Back to throw, it's Morton. He's got him. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. A costly penalty wipes out that 3rd down conversion, and now they'll back up and try it again. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. It's complete to the left. Brought down at the 16-yard line, and that will likely bring out the punt team. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He wants to change this route. Lofts one high and deep. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down.
On the ready. Okay, ready?
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Keeps looking downfield. It's complete to the right. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down, as they've got a 1st at the 32. And the Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. They're going to run it. Gets it past the 1st down marker and still running. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on 1st down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get first.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers. They'll try to add another to their lead. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Dropping back, it's Morton. Fires left. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much. Not sure exactly what went haywire there, but the timing was just off.
And that's your job as a defense, right? You got to find a way to disrupt the timing and jam wide receivers or get to the quarterback and make him feel uncomfortable, but you can't let that timing be easy and effortless. Nice job by the defense.
Out of the backfield, he's open. He stopped at the 23 and still a ways to go to pick up the 1st down. So Missouri will have to punt it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. Hauls it in at the 40. He was able to get that ball. '48-yard line before he stopped on the return. And now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. This has been exactly the way you draw things up. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Got the first down and more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10.
Let's go, let's go.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Brought down after keeping those powerful legs moving, getting all he could. He'll be a few inches short. The Tigers have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. They're going to run it to the right. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, 2nd and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's 3rd down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Tigers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work.
Here we go, here we go.
Here's the give off the left side. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter.
Set, ready.
Here's the handoff. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and Auburn has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. After swapping ends of the field, they gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on 3rd down. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. And the Tigers kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. They'll run it on 1st and goal. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. They'll try to pound their way in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Auburn! As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get concerned, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day. And apparently, their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Looking downfield, it's Morton. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Still some work to do after that last completion at 2nd down. Running back searching for a hole. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. Running game got it done on the last play. Now it's 1st down.
Let's go, let's go.
Wants to throw on 1st down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Handoff to the lone back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense.
That's a fumble. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And this offense, man, they just can't get out of their own way. Like, they've got a 0 on the scoreboard already. Now turning the football over late in the game when you're down, they've got to find a way to make something good happen on that side of the football.
Pulls and fires it complete to the right. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. The Tigers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And it comes as absolutely no surprise. The offense will stay on the field and go for it on 4th and inches. He will not get there. They'll turn it over on downs, and that leaves the door open.
Here we go, sack.
To the air, it's Morton. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. The play action fake. Here's the pressure. Got him downfield. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. It's a 1st and 10.
Ready.
The give to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Makes the grab. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Got his man on the right. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on 2nd down. Deep shot for the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. They'll move the tight end. Now the play fake. Skips away from pressure. Finds some fresh air. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. Mizzou coming out with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack in the equation. Hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
And whatever they did on 1st and 2nd down, don't do that anymore. 3rd and very long coming up. Looking to throw, it's Morton. Throws for the tight end. Finds a man on the left. He cannot get there. It'll be 4th down. On 4th down, they could boot the field goal, but looks as if they'll go for big tight end. Makes the grab. It's a 1st down. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11. The Tigers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Out of the gun, the give to the back.
Yeah, and this offense, man, they just continue to struggle. And just They need to find something that they do really, really well, and running the football late in the fourth quarter when you're getting beat by a good bit, that's probably not it. This offense needs to hit the gas, and they need to pitch and catch.
Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long.
Unleashes one deep. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be fourth down. Quarterback stands alone, all wide receivers. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. He'll take a shot. And it's swatted away. It's a turnover on downs. To the ground with the back. Brought down at the 33, but not before he gets 10.